Days of Our Lives spoilers and secrets unravel on Friday, July 11th, 2025. Salem continues to swirl with intrigue, secrets, and tangled romances, and Friday, July 11th, promises explosive moments that will keep fans glued to their screens. At the heart of the drama is Sarah Horton, who remains undeniably obsessed with her estranged husband, Xander Cook. Sarah's obsession has spiraled to such a degree that she's found herself clinging desperately to Philip Kiriakis. Her intentions, though seemingly about justice, are clouded by unresolved feelings for Xander, leaving her caught in an emotional web. Earlier, Sarah believed she had crafted a clever plan to entrap Xander, hoping he'd admit to brutally attacking Philip. However, Sarah underestimated Xander's savvy. Xander, ever cunning, discovered Sarah's manipulation before she could corner him. Now fully aware of her failed attempt, Sarah finally accepts that Xander is not easily deceived. But Sarah refuses to abandon her quest entirely. Instead, she turns her focus on Philip, believing he might be more susceptible to her influence. Yet, Philip himself is no fool. Despite being battered and bruised from a mysterious beating, one that he insists Xander orchestrated, Philip remains steadfastly silent. Philip's silence isn't motivated by loyalty to Xander, but rather a deep-rooted need to protect his own precarious secrets. Sarah, blind to the complexities of Philip's motives, might unwittingly push Philip to the brink, with disastrous results waiting in the wings. While Sarah plots her next move, Xander's day is far from peaceful. His discussions with Maggie are becoming increasingly tense. Maggie, ever the voice of reason and stability, finds herself caught in a loop of endless arguments with Xander. Despite their numerous disagreements, Maggie hopes to break through Xander's stubborn defenses. Could this latest confrontation finally bring clarity, or will it only deepen their rift? Across town, Chanel Dupree is unwillingly dragged deeper into the ever-complicated DiMera family mess. With Johnny DiMera temporarily free on bail, Chanel faces intense questioning at Salem PD. Detective Jada Hunter has uncovered critical footage from a mysterious flash drive, placing Chanel squarely in the center of the investigation into E.J. DiMera's shooting. Chanel, no stranger to trouble, finds herself in a bind without her usual lifeline, Paulina Price, who is distracted by Johnny's unfolding drama. Johnny himself is caught between worlds. Charged with shooting his own father, E.J., he is in desperate need of an ally. Surprisingly, E.J. emerges as Johnny's defender despite his injuries. E.J.'s complex motives keep everyone guessing, including Johnny, who isn't sure whom to trust. The tension escalates when Belle Blackbrady, Martha Madison, who has returned to Salem and assumed the difficult role of prosecuting Johnny, reveals her conflict of interest to her mother, Marlena Evans, Deidre Hall. Belle is professionally bound to prosecute, yet emotionally driven to clear Johnny's name. E.J., ever the master manipulator, senses this internal conflict and uses it expertly to his advantage. Meanwhile, the mysterious footage from Rafe Hernandez's, Galen Gehring, hidden camera surfaces, promising significant revelations. E.J. seems poised to reveal this damning evidence to Belle, potentially changing the entire narrative around Johnny's innocence or guilt. The intrigue surrounding E.J.'s shooting deepens and the stakes are higher than ever. As Salemites find their lives increasingly intertwined, secrets threaten to unravel explosively. Sarah's obsessive pursuit of the truth, or rather, her personal version of it, sets the stage for a dramatic confrontation. Philip's precarious silence might shatter under her relentless pressure, exposing secrets that could devastate multiple lives. Chanel's complicated situation with the DiMeras illustrates just how quickly one can be consumed by Salem's dark undercurrents. With Johnny desperate to clear his name and E.J. leveraging the situation strategically, alliances will shift rapidly, changing relationships forever. Will Sarah's obsession finally push Philip over the edge? Can Maggie reach Xander before he spirals further out of control? What exactly is hidden on the flash drive, and will Chanel emerge unscathed from this latest scandal? Tune into Days of Our Lives on Friday, July 11th, 2025, as the suspense and drama continue to build. One thing is certain, Salem will never be the same. Next, Days of Our Lives. A tale of family, betrayal, and redemption in the picturesque yet tumultuous town of Salem, where secrets simmer beneath the surface and family ties are both a blessing and a curse. The latest chapter of Days of Our Lives unfolds with gripping intensity. On this warm July day in 2025, the air is thick with anticipation as long-held grudges and buried emotions rise to the forefront, threatening to unravel the fragile bonds that hold the Horton and Devereaux families together. For viewers who have followed the saga for decades, this episode delivers the kind of heart-wrenching drama that has made the show a staple of daytime television, resonating deeply with those who understand the complexities of family, love, and loss. A morning of reflection and regret, the sun rises over Salem, casting a soft glow through the curtains of Gwen Rizika's elegantly appointed bedroom. She stirs in her bed alone, the sheets tangled around her as if mirroring the chaos in her heart. The events of the previous night weigh heavily on her mind, replaying like a haunting melody she can't shake. She and Xander Kyriakis, her on-again, off-again flame, had been on the cusp of rekindling their passion. The air between them crackled with electricity as they stood close, their breaths mingling, hands reaching to peel away the barriers of clothing and doubt. But just as the moment reached its peak, Xander pulled back, his face a storm of conflict. "I can't do this," he muttered, his voice raw with emotion, before bolting out into the night, leaving Gwen alone with her thoughts and a gnawing sense of rejection. Now, as she rises and crosses the room to the small, polished table where a half-empty glass of wine still sits, Gwen's reflection in the mirror catches her eye. Her face, usually so composed and defiant, betrays a flicker of vulnerability. What had stopped Xander? Was it his lingering feelings for Sarah Horton, or something deeper, something about Gwen herself that made her feel perpetually unworthy? These questions swirl in her mind, each one a sharp jab at her carefully constructed armor. She spent years building a life of wealth and independence, convincing herself that material success could fill the void left by a fractured family. But in moments like these, alone with her thoughts, the truth creeps in. Money can't buy the love and acceptance she's craved since childhood. A sharp knock at the door jolts her from her reverie. Gwen straightens, brushing a hand through her hair and steeling herself for whoever dares to interrupt her solitude. She opens the door, expecting perhaps a delivery or a nosy neighbor. But instead, she's met with the familiar face of her half-brother, J.J. Devereaux. The sight of him sends a jolt through her, a mix of surprise and resentment. J.J., with his earnest eyes and the weight of the Horton legacy on his shoulders, is a living reminder of everything Gwen feels she was denied. A family divided, J.J. steps inside without waiting for an invitation, his expression a mix of determination and frustration. The air between them crackles with unspoken history. Gwen and J.J. share a father, Jack Devereaux, but their paths to him couldn't be more different. Gwen grew up in the shadow of Jack's absence, her mother's bitterness shaping her into a woman who learned to fend for herself, often at the expense of others. JJ, on the other hand, was raised in the warmth of the Horton family, surrounded by love and stability, even if it wasn't always perfect. The disparity has fueled Gwen's resentment for years, and now, as JJ stands in her living room, the old wounds reopen. The conversation quickly turns heated. "You've got some nerve just barging in here," Gwen snaps, crossing her arms defensively. JJ doesn't back down, his voice steady but laced with exasperation. "I'm here about the necklace, Gwen. You know it doesn't belong to you." The necklace in question, a delicate, antique piece encrusted with emeralds, has become a symbol of their family's fractured legacy. It belonged to Julie Williams, a matriarch of the Horton clan, and its theft has sparked a firestorm of accusations. Gwen insists she bought it fairly, her tone defiant as she clutches the necklace protectively. "It's mine, JJ. I paid for it, and you've got no proof otherwise." JJ's eyes narrow, his patience wearing thin. "It was stolen, Gwen, and you know it. Julie deserves to have it back." The argument escalates, each word a dagger aimed at old wounds. Gwen's voice rises, her anger spilling over. "Why should I care about Julie or any of you? You had everything, Jack, a family, a home. I had nothing. By the time I found him, there was no room for me. No room for a daughter he didn't even know existed." The room falls silent, the weight of her words hanging between them. JJ's expression softens, just for a moment, as he sees the pain behind her bravado. He knows Gwen's story, how she grew up feeling abandoned, how her mother's resentment poisoned her view of the Hortons. But he also knows that wallowing in that pain has only driven her to hurt others. "Stop it," he says firmly, cutting through her tirade. "You can't keep using that as an excuse to torment everyone. Abigail's gone, Gwen. She's dead and you're alive. You have a chance to change things, to make something better for yourself. But you have to want it." Gwen laughs, a bitter, hollow sound. "My life is perfect, JJ. I'm rich, I'm young, what more could I want?" But her words ring hollow even to her own ears. JJ steps closer, his voice quiet but piercing. "Family," he says simply. "That's what you want. I know it and you know it. There's room in Dad's heart for you, Gwen, whether we get along or not. But you have to work for it. You have to stop pushing everyone away." A town on edge. Meanwhile, across Salem, other dramas unfold, each one a thread in the intricate tapestry of Days of Our Lives. At the DiMera mansion, Tony and EJ DiMera are deep in conversation, their voices low as they plot their next move. The DiMera family has never been known for playing by the rules, and today is no exception. Their plans, shrouded in secrecy, hint at a power play that could shake Salem to its core. Are they scheming to reclaim control of DiMera Enterprises, or is there a more personal vendetta at play? For now, their intentions remain cloaked, but in Salem, secrets have a way of surfacing at the most inopportune moments. At the police station, Jada Hunter and Belle Black are poring over evidence in a case that has gripped the town. The mysterious circumstances surrounding Johnny DiMera. The details are murky, but the stakes are high, and both women are determined to uncover the truth. Jada, with her sharp instincts and no-nonsense approach, sifts through documents and witness statements, while Belle, ever the meticulous attorney, searches for legal loopholes that could make or break the case. Their collaboration is a testament to the strength and resilience of Salem's women who navigate a world where loyalty is tested and trust is a rare commodity. A legacy of drama and redemption. Back at Gwen's, the confrontation with JJ reaches a turning point. Gwen's hand hovers over the necklace, her fingers tracing the cool metal as she wrestles with her emotions. JJ's words have struck a chord, stirring something deep within her. A longing for connection, for a place in the family she spent so long resenting. But change is never easy, especially for someone like Gwen, whose life has been defined by survival and self-preservation. "If Julie wants this necklace so badly, she can sue me for it," Gwen says, her voice trembling with defiance. "Now, if there's nothing else, why don't you get out of my room?" JJ hesitates, his gaze steady. He knows Gwen's anger is a shield, a way to protect herself from the vulnerability of hope. "This isn't over," he says quietly before turning to leave. As the door closes behind him, Gwen sinks onto the couch, the necklace still clutched in her hand. For the first time in a long time, she feels the weight of her choices, the cost of her bitterness. Could JJ be right? Is there still a chance for her to find a place in Jack's heart, in the Horton family? Or will she continue down the path of vengeance, alienating everyone who might care for her? The daytime Emmy snubs of 2025. As the drama unfolds in Salem, the real-world buzz around Days of Our Lives is equally compelling. The 2025 Daytime Emmy nominations have sparked heated discussions among fans, particularly those who have followed the show through its many twists and turns. This year's snubs have left longtime viewers reeling, with several standout performances overlooked in favor of newer faces. The absence of nominations for key actors in the Gwen JJ storyline, for instance, has fans crying foul, arguing that their emotionally charged scenes deserve recognition. Yet, there's one snub that even the most justificably critical fans admit they saw coming. The show's bold move to focus on complex family dynamics over flashy plot twists may have cost it, in the eyes of voters, a decision some begrudgingly accept as a reflection of changing tastes in daytime television. For the over 65 audience who have watched Days of Our Lives evolve over decades, these snubs feel personal. They remember the days when the show's heartfelt storytelling and rich character development were the gold standard of daytime drama. The current storyline, with its focus on Gwen's struggle for redemption and JJ's quest to bridge the gap between them, harkens back to those classic days, resonating with viewers who value emotional depth over sensationalism. A story that endures as the sun sets on Salem. The stage is set for more revelations, confrontations, and moments of unexpected grace. Gwen stands at a crossroads, her heart torn between the safety of her anger and the uncertain promise of forgiveness. JJ, despite his frustration, holds out hope for his sister, believing in the possibility of healing old wounds. And across town, Tony, EJ, Jada, and Belle weave their own threads into the ever-unfolding tapestry of days of our lives. For fans, especially those who have grown up with the show, this episode is a reminder of why they've stayed loyal through the years. It's a story of family, not just the one you're born into, but the one you choose to fight for. It's a story of second chances, of the courage it takes to let go of the past and embrace an uncertain future. And in Salem, where every day brings a new twist, it's a story that never grows old.